Hachette Audio presents The Rest is History. History's most curious questions answered. Written by Goalhanger Podcast with Tom Holland and Dominic Sandbrook. Read by Tom Holland and Dominic Sandbrook.
Introduction. 3 years ago, I barely knew what a podcast was. Nor when I rang Dominic to ask him if he would like to join me in doing one, did he seem any more clued up than I was. We'd both done radio, and so we naively assumed that the requirements would be much the same. Not a bit of it. When we met up to record our first episode in my daughter's student flat in Oxford, this being midway between my house in London and Dominic's hobbit hole in the Shire, we were terrible. We sat stiffly opposite each other, alternately delivering 3-minute orations. Friends of the show, absolute lads, early 20th century German emperors wearing the wrong shoes at yachting regattas, all were notable by their absence. We might easily have given up there and then. Another consideration as well might have pushed us to abandon our plans for a podcast. Our aim, settled on with an absurd display of overconfidence, was to cover as broad a swathe of history as we possibly could. But even were this ambition not to overwhelm us, would anyone be interested in what we had to say? On the plus side, it was clear that there was a huge audience for podcasts on the Second World War. I knew this because my brother, James, had started one with the comedian Al Murray, and it had been a storming success. We Have Ways of Making You Talk was pretty much the only podcast I had listened to before starting The Rest is History, and served as my direct inspiration. But neither Dominic nor I were specialists in the Second World War. The subjects we were interested in, the early church, pamphleteers of the 1640s, the premiership of Stanley Baldwin, were often strikingly recherché. Exciting to us they might be, but they lacked the public profile of the Nazis. But we needn't have worried. The more we found our podcasting feet, the more we began to wonder whether perhaps we had underestimated the inherent fascination of history. Over the past 3 years, we have covered many of the subjects that resonate most with the public. The Nazis, of course, but also the Tudors, the Romans, the Vikings. Perhaps the greatest joy of doing the podcast, however, has been to find that there is no aspect of the past so obscure, so unfashionable.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?